Okay, let's open a new document. For this example, we're using Microsoft Word 2007. Click the Start icon, then click New. Note the blank document icon and click Create at the bottom of your screen. You now have a blank document to begin to work with. The first thing we want to do is to check the page layout settings to make sure that they are in alignment with APA 6th edition styling. So click the Page Layout tab, click the Margins down arrow. You want your margins to be 1 inch all the way around, which is the normal option. So click Normal. Let's go ahead and check the rest of our settings. We want the orientation to be in portrait when it prints out. We also want to double check and make sure the size is 8.5 by 11 letter. You want to double check these settings, especially if you're using a shared computer, such as at a computer lab, at your college or university campus, or at a public library where someone might have tweaked the settings before you got use of the computer. All right, let's make sure that our document will be double spaced. So click the Home tab. Look at the Styles menu box. Normal is already highlighted. At this point, right-click the box and notice the Modify option. Go ahead and click Modify. From this pop-up box, you want to navigate to the icon that represents double spacing. Click the double space icon and notice that your entire paper will now be double spaced. Click OK to navigate away from that menu box. Alright, now here comes the fun part. We have got to get our headings correct. At this point, let's click the Insert tab, and you actually want to start with the page number. We want our page number to be at the top of the page, right hand corner. So click plain number 3 to give us those options. At this point, you need to click the different first page box because your header will be different on your first page than on your second and subsequent pages. So go ahead and click different first page box. Look at what happened. It cleared out the page numbers. So yes, you have to redo that step. So at this point, click page number down arrow, top of page once again, plain number 3 once again, and notice that the page number appears right where we need it at the top right hand corner of the page. At this point, now you begin typing your running head. So just start to type running head. Make sure you turn on caps lock to type the rest of your heading. Alright, at this point, click the space button until your header gets to the edge of the margin, which is there. At this point, you want to close the header and footer option. Now we have the heading for the cover page. At this point, hit the enter button about 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6. Maybe one more for good measure. Now we need to begin typing the elements of the title page. I cannot type and talk at the same time. So I will type first and then narrate what I just did. What you want to do at this point is to click the center option, since your information should be centered. Make sure to turn caps lock off at this point. Alright, so there is the title. I'm going to type my name. In some cases, you might be called upon to type the course number of the class you're taking, as well as the name of the course. In this case, you want to make sure to check with your campus policy on APA format. Some colleges and universities have a campus-wide formatting policy that they want everyone in every class to follow. So make sure to note if your college or university has that sort of mandate. If not, then always check with your instructor on what they want included on this title page. For example, at this point, you could insert the date that you submit the paper, although it is not required by APA format. Some instructors may or may not want you to insert the date. I personally like for the date to be typed into the paper at this point, but as I said, it is not required for APA format. But make sure to check with your instructor on what he or she wants you to do, since they will be grading your paper. Okay, at this point, we need to left justify our paper again. And now it's time for page 2. So let's go back to the Insert tab and select Page Break, which will give you a second page. I want you to notice something. The page number is here, but the header is not. At this particular point, we need to set the header for page 2 and the rest of the pages that will appear in your document. So let's go back and click the header down arrow. At this point, you want to click Edit Header. The page number is there, right? But the caption is not. Now, if you are looking at your APA 6th edition guidelines, you know that you do not place running head at this particular point. You only type the short version of the title of your paper, as we did prior. So let me hit caps lock again and begin typing your short title minus the words running head. Again, space. Hit the space bar until the wording goes right to the margin edge. There. You want to close the header and footer. I want you to notice, let me scroll back up to page 1. Notice that your header for page 1 is as it should be, with the words running head. But for your second page, it just shows the short title of your paper, as it should, in all caps. If you were to insert another page at this point, page 3, then page 3 would show the same heading as page 2. This is how you set up your paper and set up your headings in APA 6th edition format.